Hi everyone, this is Wanda from Wanda's Creations coming to you with our tutorial today. I'm taking this jewelry box that I don't know where I ended up getting it from, but my granddaughter, who is 4, she's going to be 5 in May, I'm going to turn it into a gift for her. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I want to create a color. She loves purple, so I'm taking DIY beadboard and putting it into a recycled jar. And I'm going to add DIY blood moon to it. I'm just wiping off the edge here so that my cover doesn't get stuck. Next time I go to use the beadboard, I'll be able to open up the cover. And here's the blood moon. This is one of the newest colors from DIY. And if you haven't used DIY paint, it is a clay-based paint. So it's mostly clay and mostly pigments. It's a very highly pigmented paint because you need so many pigments in order to color the clay. And it only has 9 ingredients, so it's all natural. It does not have any VOCs in it, and you can use it inside. It's a great paint. And so I've added the blood moon to the beadboard, and you can see that I'm mixing it well. When you mix a custom color, because the paint is highly pigmented, you want to just get all of the 2 colors mixed very well so that you don't have streaks of one color coming through your paint job. DIY paint is, like I said, it's a clay-based paint, but it's water-based as well. So it's a thick consistency, but you can always add water to thin it down. It's a great paint to do blending techniques with. Even if you have put it on something and let it dry, you can come back, spray a little water on it, and reactivate the paint. It's just amazing. So here you see that I am just taking and painting the drawers. I've started the painting process on this little jewelry jar. You can see that the color that I created is a really pretty lilac color, I guess is what I would call it. Lavender, lilac. And just going to continue on the process of painting this. I'm not going to bore you with all of it, but just giving you the idea that I'm putting the paint on and I'm smoothing out my strokes. Even if I take the brush and I move it around the knob, before I'm done, I come back and I make sure that all my strokes are going in the same direction. I'm setting those aside. Now we're just coming and going to show you painting the base of the jewelry box. And I'm doing the up and down strokes. But you can see my hand going the other direction. I apologize. My filming is not that great, and I'm learning, so forgive me for that. The one thing that I just want to make mention is that even if I go in different directions while I'm painting, my last strokes are making sure the paint is laying in all one direction. So And I just do that by very gently taking my brush and just moving the paint into either the horizontal direction or the vertical direction. And as you can see, my hand is going along the top, and I'm doing it in a horizontal, and then I'm doing it in a vertical. But I will come back and I will smooth out those strokes that are on the top and make them vertical. And this is me just showing you, I've already got one coat. Once it's dry, I let it dry completely. And now this is just the start of me coming back to do the second coat. It's very rare, whenever you paint something that you do not have to do a second coat. Generally, the first coat of any project, whether it's furniture or smalls, the first coat is very splotchy and streaky. And so the second coat will just come in and it will just fill in the gaps, and it will make it look a lot better. Sometimes, depending upon what the base color, what your base is underneath, like if you have a black piece of furniture and you want to paint it white, then obviously you're probably going to need to put 3 coats on something like that, or at least 2.5 coats. Now I'm just sanding out the bumps and all of the parts where I had painted a little heavy, just sanding it out smooth, creating a smooth surface. And I'm only using 220 sandpaper here. This is me showing you that I'm going to seal it with Big Top. I want to put transfers on this piece, so I am going to give it one coat of DIY Big Top, let it dry overnight so that when I come back and put the transfers on, I have a sealed surface to do that. I do not want the transfers to pull up the paint that I've just put on there. And now you can see that I've taken the IOD transfers, and this transfer is called the Wild Blowman transfer. It's one of the new transfers from their spring collection, and she's a very girly girl. So on this project, I'm thinking lots of flowers, some butterflies, maybe a bird or two. So I'm just going through the transfer pack, cutting out what I think that I would like to use on this jewelry box. And I'm going to show you the process of putting the transfers on this piece. This little blue flower I'm going to take and lay it on the drawer, and it just needs a little bit of trimming. As you can see, the image is too large for the drawer, so I'm just going to cut off what I do not want. These little transfer packs are great pieces to practice using transfers. It's not a hard process, but sometimes if you're new starting them, you're a little nervous. But the more you use them, the more confident you become in using them. They're very easy. I'm using the applicator stick here. I'm just showing it to you. Every IOD transfer pack comes with an applicator stick. Just laying it on there. Oh, I had to cut it a little more, and I've taken off the protective backer. But that's okay, as long as I'm not touching the transfer image and getting my finger oils on it, I should be okay. So I am actually just hanging on to the edges. Now I'm going to apply it onto the front of the drawer. And you can see I'm starting to lift up one of the edges, and this creates tension so that the image will release from the sticky backer and will go right onto your surface. Now this one, I wanted the transfer to go around the knob, and so I had to cut out a little notch so that I can slide that plastic in around the knob. I'm lining it up where I would like it. And again, using my applicator stick, just running the applicator stick across the image, bending it over so that it will go over the top of the drawer. The plastic is very flexible so that you can do that, go around corners and edges. You can see I'm just forcing it down onto the edge of the top of the drawer. And again, lifting it up to create the tension so that I can get the rest of it off. This, I'm just taking the plastic that I just removed from the transfer from and just running it across, just making sure all the edges are adhered. And now I'm just going to show you that I put this transfer on the door. Kind of the same concept. I wanted the image to go around that knob, so I cut out a little notch. Using the grid lines, that works really well, keeping your cut lines straight. Just laying it on there, dry fitting it. Deciding, okay, that's where I want it. Pull off the white backer. And as you can see, I'm not touching the image. I'm just holding the edges, the sticky side. Sliding it in where I want it. And it's important that I'm not laying that sticky part down until I'm ready, until I get it in place. Same process as before, applicator stick over images. Lifting up the edge. To create tension so that the image will release. Very easy, very simple process. These IOD transfers have the lowest amount of halo. And what I mean by halo is when you put a sticker on something, you can tell that it's a sticker. And that means it has a larger halo. These transfers are so thin that they look like, the images look like they're hand painted. I have a little bit of a gap on the bottom where I had lined the bottom up with a door, and I want to cover that. So I'm laying out a few things. I think I've decided I'm going to put that flower there, and this will give you an idea how you can put transfers over a seam. So if you want to put transfers on a dresser, you can start the transfer on one drawer and have it go over another drawer. And I'm probably not explaining this in the right way, but you'll see what I'm talking about, because this transfer is actually laying across where the door would be opened. And so I've put it on the upper part where the door is and on the bottom part where the base of the jewelry box is. And I'll just show you what I do to make it so that it stays on both sides, but you're able to open the door. I'm just going to use a razor blade and just cut the transfer right there where, see how you can continue to open the door. So it's on both sides. So, and this part is, you need to seal over the transfers. And I could seal it with Big Top again, but I wanted to use DIY clear wax to show you that you can use wax over your transfers as well. And so I just wanted to show you that process. So I'm using a wax brush, just putting very little wax on my brush and then gliding it across the surface of the jewelry box. You can also use like a rag to apply this wax, but this wax works really, really well. It's very creamy. It's easy to use. And what I'm going to do is I'll just let that sit for about 20 minutes. I'll take a cloth, wipe it back, and then tomorrow I'll buff it to a shine. Thank you.